Hello, this is Mrs. Davis. I'm teaching AP Computer Science, and this is Unit 7, Array Lists, and we're on Lesson 7 too, using array lists. So some of the things we'll go over today is how to avoid the null pointer exceptions. Just like if you have an array list, you have problems if you go past your we're talking about null pointer. So if you try to do something with when the object is null, when you have nothing in your object. Understanding in the advantages and limitations using the enhanced for loop or the for each loop here. And then versus using a standard loop, and then understand how to safely modify the length of an array list while traversing it. If you remove things, sometimes things get skipped, so I'll show you that. And how to trace and write methods that use array lists as parameters and as return types. All right, so the first thing we want to tackle is the empty array list is not the same as null. So an empty array list has a size of 0 because the array list constructor constructs an empty list. You have to set your array list to null if you want to have it be to have nothing on the array list. And so if you look at this example, it says you can't get the size of the array list. It's currently set to null on line 9. So here is line like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the very last line. And it says the size of the list is list2.size. So let's see why you can't do that. Inside our main method, we create an array list named namelist, and so it's empty, right? And we say the size of the list is nameless. So it'll print out 0 because there's nothing that's been done to it to change it from a length of 0. But then if we take a list 2 and instead of doing new, we set it to null, all right, and then we try to print out the size. So we are calling the method size on list 2, and list 2 is null. And you know you can't call a method on a null object. So you get a null pointer exception. All right, let's look at some traversing of arrays. We're going to look at an example here of dog breeds. And so they created an array list, strings called breeds, and they added boxer, bulldog, and poodle. And then they say, okay, how could we print off the contents of this array list? And the first way you could do is just use the default toString. That's what this is doing, system out print line, and then it just says breeds. So that would use the default toString for the array list, and so then that would automatically print them in order. Index 0 is boxer, bulldog, and then poodle. It has square brackets and commas between the string objects. The next one is to use a regular for loop. So it starts at 0 and goes through less than breed dot. And remember, you have to use the method size to get the length of the array list. And then it's just about print lines breeds dot get I. So it's using the get method of the array list to print out, and it would be doing it since it's a print line by line. So this would print out boxer, bulldog, and poodle. Now, the third way, is an enhanced for loop. So this is the enhanced. And, oops, let me spell it right. So you can use an enhanced for loop in an array list just like an array, but also it has all those same rules. You can't change the array. And do things to the array. But you can get things out of the array, comes out of the array, goes into S. So it puts the data type here, and that's going to be your variable of each element in breeds, so you tell it it's breeds and don't forget the colon, and then you just print out each element as it pops into the variable S. So this would also be, since the print line, boxer, bulldog, and poodle. All right, I'll stop that video here.